Hello everyone, this week's Parsha is Parshat Vayetzei, and we are going to look at two commentaries on the famous occurrence of Yaakov's dream on the mountain of Moriah, Har HaMoriah, where Yaakov sees a ladder ascending to Shemayim, and Malachim famously ascending and descending this ladder. Okay, to start off with, we will look at the Rashi on the Pasuk. Rashi simply comments, Olim v'yordim. These Malachim are Olim Tchila ba'achar kach yordim. Malachim shelivuhu ba'aretz, ein yotzim chutza la'aretz, v'alu l'rakia, v'erdu malachei chutza la'aretz lilvato, to accompany him. Yaakov Avinu in Eretz Yisrael has these Malachim that, just like in the dream, are figuratively ascending a ladder to protect him. So too, when Yaakov Avinu is traveling within Eretz Yisrael and to Eretz Yisrael, these Malachim are accompanying him, as well as his sojournings take him outside the land of Israel. These Malachim are accompanying him, different Malachim perhaps. That is how Rashi understands famously this dream of the Malachim that are Olim v'yordim bo, referring to the ladder, Sulam. Okay, now we're going to get to the main idea that I would like to present quickly in the next minute and a half with regard to the Ramban's commentary on the Pasuk. The Ramban makes two major points, one of which will reflect a theme that we've seen in the Ramban's commentary thus far, which is how the actions of the forefathers, Maaseh Avot Siman Labanim, have reverberations and are felt throughout the generations to the Jewish people. The actions of the Avot are ongoing. In a sense, we're reliving their footsteps, following their footsteps, reliving their experiences in everyday life, and there are messages to thus glean from the stories of the Avot, as the Ramban expresses. The Ramban first demonstrates that these Malachim are specifically shown to Yaakov Avinu, as Yaakov Avinu is known to be someone who is protected in all his sojournings by God. The pasuk Tehillim ki malacha v'tzavelach yishmorcha b'chol derechecha could be understood perhaps with regard to the tzaddikim. With everyone else, they are protected through malachim. Though Yaakov Avinu is merits in a certain sense to be in a loftier state, to encounter angels constantly. And angels are accompanying him in all his sojournings, as we've seen in the Sulam, as well as in Rashi's understanding of the pasuk. To conclude, we will look at one more point in the Ramban. The Ramban writes how the malachim that are ascending and descending the ladder can perhaps correlate and reflect the different exiles that Bnei Yisrael entered into throughout their history. The Ramban famously writes, quoting the Midrash in Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer, that this vision, the Mar'eh, in a sense, can be compared to the Brit Ben Abitarim that Avraham faced, the covenant of the parts, where Avraham had a famous dream or a vision as well. So too, Yaakov has his keystone moment, perhaps. This Beit Elokim, this moment of understanding God's true presence and seeing it clearly. Yaakov Avinu experiences this, and the Ramban writes that perhaps the Malachim can also be representing the different exiles, the exiles of Yavan, Paras, as well as Edom and Madai. The Ramban will write about this, and to conclude the Ramban's thought, he writes this following point. Hashem is showing to Yaakov Avinu that all these other, so to speak, powers in whatever spiritual realms, they are all beneath God, and God says they will have no influence on you. Hashem says in the words of the Ramban, Amar lo Yaakov ach. Wrong spot over there. However, we'll continue in the train of thought. Here we go. The Ramban writes, Veinei anochi imcha ushmarticha b'chol asher telech. Hashem is telling Yaakov Avinu, I will guide and guard you everywhere you will go. What does that mean? The Ramban is understanding this as a message for us. Through the exile and through all time, we will be protected. This message is brought out, and it's something that we can definitely internalize and understand from the Avot, and hopefully gain a lot from. Shabbos.